really. Ooh, if you fought a lesser opponent, yeah. Then what's he done here? We're saying fight Kell Brook. You heard when I put it on Amir Khan in here. I said, listen, if you don't, the British public never want to forgive you. Listen, the British public may not, but you know what? The world public, boxing fans will forgive you because you're taking on the number 1 or number 2 best pound. But Terence Crawford is ridiculously talented. It's ridiculously talented. And you're saying, right, I'm going to go fight you because, you know what, I'm trying to do this thing about legacy. Maybe in somewhere in Amir Khan's mind, he's saying, you know what, I don't want to give Kell Brook a payday, number 1. And number 2, if I lose to Kell Brook, I can't walk the streets of Great Britain and hold my head like that.
And I certainly can't fight Crawford again.
Exactly. So take this opportunity. And if he was to come on proper against Terence Crawford, the Kell Brook.
You know, he's kind of got Matchroom bent over a barrel. Well, it's already done. They're setting up the press conferences. It's going to be 2 press conferences from what we're hearing from Boxing Scene next week. One in London and one in New York the 17th. Note that obviously Eddie Hearn is going to be in New York because his card, The Zone, Andrei Akovov is next week. Right now, 8:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, January 11th, 2018. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live, and we can't say it's official because it's not, but it's a done deal. Terence Crawford is facing Amir Khan April the 20th on ESPN pay-per-view in Madison Square Garden, the big room, not the Hulu Theater. The beef is a lot of fans want to see him versus Kell Brook. But unfortunately, the Crawford fight is bigger. The Crawford fight is for a title. Amir Khan hasn't fought for a title at 147 since what? Let's go look at it. This is a friend of mine, by the way, Spencer Farron over in the UK. Got a Total 2 podcast. I was supposed to be on that show years ago. Long story, not going to tell it again. Let's see, when was the last time he fought for a title? You can't count Devin Alexander. Since he lost his belt to Danny Garcia 6 years ago. Since he lost his belt to Danny Garcia 6 years ago. It'll be nearly 7 years by the time he steps into the ring. You know, he's always fighting the best. You can't, like when given the chance, he will fight, the best. I mean, from the Saul Canelo Alvarez thing blew our minds right there. And now going to fight Terence Crawford. Remember when he fought that he had that string, Marcus McDonald almost ended him though. But his resume is better than Kell Brook's. And I know we troll Amir Khan, especially for the dumb shit he does outside the ring. And he can come across as a bit delusional. And it's looking like that. I'm wondering. Because according to Boxing Scene, Top Rank is seemingly overpaying Khan to appease Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford didn't want to fight Luis Collazo. He wanted a bigger name than Luis Collazo. Over here in the States, I'm wondering how well this pay-per-view can do. Now, of course, Terence Crawford has Omaha behind him, but remember his last pay-per-view against Victor Postol did around 150,000 buys or so. Modest numbers for a fighter with his first pay-per-view. But still, was just, and also Bob Arum didn't want it on pay-per-view, but I'm wondering, it's the ESPN platform. How can they squeeze that to boxing fans, especially in a year where, remember, let's count Wilder Fury. Wilder Fury in December, Pac Broner in January. In March the 16th, right? That's March the 16th. You're going to have Spence versus Garcia. And then this in April the 20th. Then Wilder Fury 2 or whenever Wilder returns, that's going to be on pay-per-view. That's got to be in May or June, right? So, yeah, Canelo's not on pay-per-view anymore, but these fighters have matured. See, I'm not against the pay-per-view model if it's used right. And, frankly, Crawford versus Khan, they gave us Loma Rigo on free TV, though. I'm going to regular ESPN, though, but I understood the money was there. But to bring Khan over here, and they're overpaying him a lot. I mean, he's going to be making $5 million plus. I mean, I don't want to get into the mumbo jumbo about why I feel he's being overpaid, but you can't bring in that type of money on free TV. Now with Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn, that was different. It took place over in the UK. I mean, over in Australia, and they had the Australian backing. That was different. Pacquiao had to get his $10 million from that, or $9 or $10 million. They made sure he got his money. But with this and on the state side, I don't know, man. And how much is the pay-per-view going to cost? Right now, pay-per-view low end is $74.99 over here. Unless you want to count motherfucking standard definition. Who's watching in standard definition these days? Terence Crawford's selling power is legit, though. He do bring in numbers. And a lot of people are going to be paying to see what type of creative new way Amir Khan's going to get knocked out, right? No disrespect to him. But people think he's going to get knocked out. This is a bigger test than Kell Brook. It's just that, just like my man Spencer Farron said, you know, Amir Khan can't go back. Like, it's a difference.
What do you reckon, Spencer? Is the criticism justified or ridiculous?
No, it's not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because just like before, he was arguing and saying, well, why isn't Amir Khan fighting Kell Brook? And he goes in and fights Canelo, who at the time, number 1 or number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world. So we can't really, if he fought a lesser opponent, then what's he done here? We're saying fight Kell Brook. You heard when I put it on Amir Khan in here. I said, listen, if you don't, the British public never going to forgive you. Listen, the British public may not. But you know what? The world public, boxing fans will forgive you because you're taking on the number 1 or number 2 best pound. But Terence Crawford is ridiculously talented. He's ridiculously talented. And you're saying, right, I'm going to go fight you because, you know what? I'm trying to do this thing about legacy. Maybe in somewhere in Amir Khan's mind, he's saying, you know what? I don't want to give Kell Brook a payday, number 1. And number 2, if I lose to Kell Brook, I can't walk the streets of Great Britain and feel and hold my head up. Right?
And I certainly can't fight Crawford again.
So, you know, that's it right there. You know, he'd rather get knocked out by anybody else than Kell Brook, because if not only would he get knocked out by Kell Brook, I'm not saying that he would. We don't know what would happen. But I'm saying, but for Khan in his mind, you know, if he was to fight Kell Brook, not only is he giving him a payday, but if he was to get knocked out, too, Khan going to be the laughing stock. But yet he's saying, nah, I'd rather get knocked out by anybody else. So, you know, I mean, it's a mental win and it's a mental battle for, you know, Kell Brook, but he's not going to get that fight. He not ever going to get it. I'm sorry. And then again, it still is all going to always be around. Even if Khan gets knocked out by Terence Crawford, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a really, really good fight. I'm going to tell you right now, listen. Unless Khan's chin, because when he gets clipped or gets hurt, it's the same shot from Chris Algieri, Canelo, even Samuel Vargas. You know? Or he stays into the pocket too long. When he gets clipped with Terence Crawford, it's likely going to be biblical, But he could likely be winning the early rounds until something happens. But what if it don't happen? That's always that mystique, that seductiveness of watching a Khan fight. And literally, you're seduced because you'll be watching like, oh shit, Khan got hands, Collins lighting him, and then you see him get knocked the fuck out. He'd be winning on the cards. Shit'd be going good. You'd be like, Khan really motherfucking turned. Shit. You know? That's how it is. That's how it is, and you know it. We've seen it happen. I was scared to death when he was fighting Julio Diaz. Remember that? I was scared. I was like, oh Khan, survive, Khan. Amir, survive. And when I heard he was fighting Canelo, we knew it was going to happen, and it did. So his fights are entertaining to watch for that. You never know what's going to happen. He's got the hand speed. They're saying he's back with Virgil Hunter. Press conferences are supposed to be next week. We'll be here covering them. We won't be streaming them because they'll be actually on ESPN Plus. Top rank, no, unless Matchroom. But expect the press conference next week, 2 of them. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.